Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending our session. It will be a French session because title there is Paris. Paris is magic. I will introduce myself. My name is Olivier Bail. I come from France, and I am a civil engineer, and I work in Autodesk since 9 years now. I am a technical specialist. That means I am in front of customer to show a product with our large portfolio. And of course, we've got a blog called VIllageBIM, where we talk about Autodesk technology, current technology, and future technology. If we are not connected to our blog, I advise you to be connected.
Yes, good morning, everyone. So my name is Julien Drouet. I'm part of the technical sales specialist in EMEA and especially in France, so the same team as Olivier. I'm an electrical engineer, and I'm working in the construction industry. I've been working in construction industry for almost 20 years now, at Autodesk for 9 years. And I'm more focused on the MEP and construction area. And I'm also one of the blog writer of VillageBIM. So in this session, we will present you a project, a real project that happened about 2 years ago. It was decided to retrofit the Paris office. And not all the Paris office was retrofit, only one area, so the main entrance and some meeting rooms. And actually, at this time, we had the scanning from the existing that have been done a couple of years before. And so we decided to use our technology to apply this on this project. Unfortunately, some of the workflows that we will present you, these construction workflows that we will present you during this session, weren't available at the time of the works, especially the layout one. So for this session, actually, we reproduce this workflow on site, but after the construction. So just for you to know how it could have been done, actually. But else, you will see how we could apply this construction workflows involving the BIM 360 solution on a retrofit project. So that's the main goal of this presentation.
What you learned today? You learn, I hope, a lot of things because we will show you some Leica material. We will show you a lot of softwares, Autodesk software also, of course. And we will try to show you the optimum workflow that you can use with Leica material and BIM 360 cloud services. Okay.
Just before we start, in this session, how many people have already used this scanning or layout solution on construction sites?
Are you sure? You lie.
Okay, so thank you.
How many liars? Well, before to introduce our retrofit, let me give you where the retrofit is based. We are in Paris with the famous Eiffel Tower. Okay. Now, we will go to the 13th district of Paris. The Paris office is near to the Tolbiac Bridge. It's a not so big bridge, but is well known by the guy who lives in Paris. It is the Paris office here. And to this side, you've got the François Mitterrand Library, well known also. And here you've got some pictures outside and inside. And this part, it was the part where we retrofit when we made the retrofit. Okay. Let me explain you the workflows that we used. First, the story starts with the scanning 3D. As you see, we start with a Leica scanner, but it could be done with others, no problem. Second step, after to keep the capture, to keep the point cloud, we build the mockup into which software? There is nothing to win. We will see after. Here, after build this mockup, we need to create some architectural proposition. And we use other software, I will show you after. And we obtain this final proposition. After this, we need to build this on site. We use robotic total station from Leica. I don't remember the name. You've got the name?
It's the P40, P or P50.
And we build the retrofit. And we add another thing into our demonstration. It is to how the accuracy we have on the site will be taken into the final mockup. It is for quality reason to see if what was built corresponding to our mockup, because you know sometimes there is some gap between. And we use some software, of course. First step, ReCap 360. We will talk about this software after. Of course, for the architectural proposition, we will use Revit and Formit 360. And anybody know Formit 360? Yeah? Okay. And for the part of construction side, we use BIM 360 software services, like BIM Layout and BIM 360 new. Okay, first step, it is to transform the point cloud taken in the site into one single point cloud. Starting to the Leica 3D scan, we use ReCap 360 to merge all the scan in one single scan. By the way, this workflow, you could share your point cloud with other collaborators. And the aim of ReCap 360, it is to generate RCP or RCS file to be open in CAD Autodesk software. For instance, you've got Revit, AutoCAD, 3ds Max, Inventor, Navisworks, and others. Yes, maybe some people are not or never use a 3D scan. Let me show you this video. It is where the retrofit was made. You've got this scan. It was a P40 Leica scan. First of all, you set up the scan, introducing the name of project, and some other setup as resolution, if you want color or not, if you want to have only one part of the area or the 360 degrees area. After to set up these parameters, you click on one button, scan. You are aware about the Leica announcement about the newest scan, BL-Key 360? It will be amazing stuff. First, when you start the scan, there is two steps. First step, you use a laser to keep all points in the space, and you've got X, Y, Z coordinate. And the second step, it will take some picture, color or black and white color. It's not a color, black, yes, it's color, to colorize your point cloud. And at the end, 12 minutes after, because about 12 minutes to take this point cloud, you've got a nice picture with color indicates the intensity of each point. Because better intensity you have, better accuracy you will have. And it will be this picture. It is a prism who take pictures. And laser also. Oh, you see? Yes, at the beginning. Okay. And now is the state to bring this point cloud into ReCap 360. There is three steps. First step, you collect all data into ReCap 360. It is sometimes depend of the number of your scan, the color that you ask. It takes some time, maybe 1 hour, maybe more. It depends. And after collecting this scan, the second step, it is to merge all scans into one single scan. There is automatic recognition. That means it took the first scan with the second scan. It detects what are the relevant common points, and it merges them. And it creates some groups. And at the end, you've got this kind of result, the number of groups, the number of scan processed, and the final report indicates the accuracy that you have about balance, overlap. Of course, the green color will tell you it's great. And as you see, I am great in every scan. And the last step, the third step, it is to run your project. This step, it is to record the point cloud into the RCP format file to be written into Autodesk Galaxy. And the final result is this. I will take my computer to show you in live what it is. And I will show you some part of, you see, it's not a huge point cloud, but believe me, you can embed it into ReCap 360 a lot of point. As I heard, 1,000 scans you can bring into. Let's have a look. Oh, my computer is too quick. Sorry. As you see, you've got the same picture as I shown you before, but it is point cloud. The point cloud allow me to take some distances. For instance, I will take here, and using the tab mode, I can detect the vertical direction, and I've got the right dimension into this direction. I can take some angles. Sorry, I am with direction. Okay. You see, it's very accurate because this data is taken from the point cloud. Okay? You've got you can create some region to switch some or to remove some parts that you don't want. For instance, I will create a region. By plane, I select some point. And it creates for me a region. I can give a name, let's say Toto, and record it, and you've got your Toto. You know Toto? Toto is a French name. And you can fix or you can lock your point cloud. That means you can not select, not make what you want on, but also you can switch the point cloud not to see, not to make some mistake. I don't know to avoid some trouble that you can have. And by the way, when your region is fixed, you can create like this some selection. And as you see, I select only this point cloud. That means if I create a new region, let's give a name, you can, if you want, remove. I've got a hole behind the chair because there is no point under the chair, okay? But you can clean your point cloud by this way. Of course, I can go deeper in ReCap 360, in ReCap Pro 360 because there is a lot of options inside, a lot of features. But I can give you some information about cleaning because we've got automatic cleaning. That means it is an automatic process. It detects which points are noises, and it creates a special group that you can remove or not see, or hide. Yes, hide. There is another terrific feature I hope that you will use after our presentation. It is to scan to mesh. It is to create, starting to your point cloud, create a mesh. It is awesome. Let's return to the PowerPoint presentation. Okay. Second step, it is to bring the point cloud into the software. And the software that to build the mockup, we use Revit. But we can also use Inventor, 3ds Max, but for ainsi stuff, it's better to use Revit. Well, I will show you what is the way to bring the point cloud into Revit and show you what's the best way to create some wall or whatever. We will see. Okay. I will start with structural template. It's my template, but you can create your template. I am in 2D plant, but I can create a 3D view. We will see that further. I will insert the point cloud. You've got a dedicated button in this area. And I will select the famous RCP file. Okay? Okay, it is inserted, and I will show you in 3D view my point cloud. Okay? Second step into Revit, it is to put the point cloud on the right position. So I mean, I will take an elevation or cut. I will select the point cloud. I will take the tool displacement. I will take one point, and I will put this point on the right level. Okay? Not so complicated. I will go on the level 1. I will make this modification. I will turn the point cloud. As you see, there is some snaps about point cloud. For guys who never seen where snapping options where they are, you can find them into Manage Table, Snapping option, and you've got point cloud here option. Be careful, switch on this option because it's not so easy to make what I've done without. And after that, I advise you to pin your point cloud. Okay. After that, you can use some Revit tool. For instance, I will put one camera here, and I will have the result as it was mockup. I will show you some other feature. I will use my 2D plan with my perspective view with my camera. Okay. I will draw, for instance, I will draw something to show you how powerful you can get using Revit 360, Revit to go. Because we got a lot of software and sometimes we make some mistakes. Okay, I create a wall. Oh, sorry, I create the wall, but under the mockup, I will select the eye and create the wall. Okay, and you've got in 3D here the wall. Let me show you. Okay. It's not a big deal. It's very easy to create your mockup, basing your mockup on the point cloud. But when you work hard, when you well-known Revit, you can have this kind of result. I will show you the final result. I give you some metrics at the end of my presentation to give you if it took me 1 year to create this or 10 minutes. It's not the right, but there is but you will see. Okay, that is the final modelization. As you see, I put some walls, I put some table chairs, and the desk here, and based on the point cloud. Now the second step, or I can show you in deep the model. I will switch on the point cloud. It is an option that you can find in visibility graphics of Revit, and you can show cutting. I've got some cutting. I've got, as you see, I put some light because at the end I can create a 3D view or view with a nice, nice presentation. Let's say nice rendering, and more you put object in your scene, more pleasant it will be. But we will see later what it could be done with this. Next step, it is, we return to the PowerPoint. It is an architectural proposition. In front of you, you've got two engineers, one structural and one MEP. And we try to make another job, what architectural job. Not so easy, but it's done. Yes. Okay, starting to this initial condition, we use our brain, as I said, to use another software called Formit 360. There is two versions, one based on the cloud. It is Formit 360. And there is another one, Formit 360 for Windows. And I use Formit 360 for Windows. And we create some bunch of proposition. And for instance, you've got here one proposition, more advanced, with material, with to finally have this final proposition. And I don't know if you are aware, you can send your proposition directly into Revit. Okay? And after, that is a part of the workflow that you can make to not have a disruption between the conception and Revit stuff. Okay? And for those who never seen Formit, here you've got Formit, and it's very easy to use. For instance, I will create one shape. We will use arc tool. Okay. And it's not closed because I should have. It's not closed. Why? Let's put outside. Sorry, it is in meter. It's not imperial. Yes, I got. And I can push-pull. I can do some. I can add some fillets. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's too important to create the fillets. Okay. At the end, you can create this kind of stuff. And as I said before, sending to Revit, you've got this shape, and you can continue to finish your work into Revit. Okay. Okay, and the final proposition was this. As you see, the same file, but we use an option into Revit. I don't know if you are aware, there is a design option. You can have several options into Revit, and it's easy to handle a lot of propositions into Revit. For instance, I will show you what in Revit it looks like. And using this option is very simple to use it, because you will start from the initial condition, and the initial condition was your external wall. And uses this option, and I've got the box where I retrofit the office. Okay? Let's continue. And I think the most attractive part is for you.
Okay. So let's consider now you have your design option. You have choose what will be done on the construction site, and you want to take advantage from this model you have to put the information on the construction site. So the first step will be to add points in your model so that you will be able to get these points and use these points on the construction site through robotic stations, such the Leica's one provided here. So the workflow involves, of course, Revit, Autodesk point layout, BIM 360 glue, BIM 360 layout. So here in Revit, we will use Autodesk point layout application, so the add-on that is provided with Autodesk point layout, and we will be able to add points automatically, either directly on walls or on a window or any kind of elements, or you can also use it for faces. So you put points on faces every, for instance, 3 inches or stuff like that. And that we did for this project. And we had automatically points on each face of this curved wall, because we will focus on this curved wall, which is the most difficult to lay out on our project. So once you have all these points, we will just filter the one on the bottom to use it on the construction site. And so we filter it, we select it, and we just change the description.
And you've got 54 points.
Yeah. And this curved wall and information will be easier than to find on the construction site. So the second step is to push your model with the points on the cloud. So for that, we will use BIM 360 glue. So we will glue actually our model where we have all these takeout points, these layout points in BIM 360 glue. So you can glue any kind of view, and in that case we will just upload the 3D view and the name of the room concerned. This is a Da Vinci meeting room in Paris. And now in BIM 360 glue, you can just check that you have your model and the points. And you can, of course, access to the information on the points that are considered as an element of the model. And the final step, of course, is to check that in your BIM 360 layout application on the iPad, you have also this information, which is logical because it's using the BIM 360 glue model. And in our case, so we open the model, and you see all of our curved wall points that are available in the application. Now, let's move to the construction site. So, the first thing to do, of course, is to localize, to position the robotic station in the model. Because if we want the robotic station to show where are the points, it must be geolocalized actually in the model. For that, you need to use some reference points. So it means that you should have a point on the construction site that you have identified as something sure and that is existing also in your model. You need 2 points like that at least. And with these 2 points, you will be able to know exactly where is your robot in the model. So there is a process on the iPad to do so. So actually, as I explained with someone, we didn't have the video for this work done during the construction site, but we reproduced the workflow this summer when the office was empty, just to show you how to proceed for this layout workflow. So once the robot station is positioned in your model, you will be able then to lay out, to stake out all the points on the construction site. So that's the goal of this second video. You have 2 ways to lay out points. So the first one is to use a prism. So the robot will send the information to a prism, and then the prism will be positioned exactly where is the point. And the second solution is to use prismless. It's less accurate because depending on the angle of between the laser and the ground, the position of the laser can be big and it's maybe not so accurate, but it's easier. And so what you just have to do is to select the point on the application and then ask the robot to show you where is the point on the construction site. And the laser will directly show you, oh, it's here. Then I mark up, and then next point, next point, next point, and so on.
And there is some beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
It's sometimes a little bit boring because all the time beep, beep, beep.
But once you mark up all your points on the ground, at the end, you have exactly the way you must build your wall. In that case, this curved wall. Don't know if we see correctly, but we can see this curved wall positioned on the site. So here are some pictures of the construction sites. On the bottom left side, you can see this curved wall in construction, and on the top side, once it is done. And the last, I would say, the last part of this global workflow is it happens when the project actually is done, and you want to check to verify if what has been done on the construction site, what has been built, is correct and is corresponding to your model. So in that case, the full workflow will involve different material and solution. So you can do this comparison on 2 ways. The first one is to make a global scan, as you at the beginning of the project before the retrofit. You can rescan everything and just compare with your model, with your final model. So in that case, you will use the scan, ReCap 360, and Revit. The second way to do it is if you want to verify, to check some specific aspects, specific points where you have a doubt, or if you want to verify that it's okay, and if it's important, you will have to redo, or if it's not so important, just modify the model to update. So in that case, we will use a robotic station, layout, glue, point layout, Revit. It's a reverse process that we just did for the layout part. So here we are back in the Da Vinci room, actually.
The real room.
And the project is done. And we want to check if the little window you can see on the curved wall are correctly positioned in my model. Now it has been done. So I just select a point in the angle, and I see it's not exactly the case. So I will manually move the position of the laser on the right position, on the existing position of the window. And I will collect through the BIM 360 layout app. I will just click on collect, and it will get the new position, so the real position of the angle of my window. So I can check for different elements. In our case, we just do it for once. The goal was just to show you the principle. And so you give it a new number for your collected point, so that you will be able to find it easily. Later, you can add a description. You can. And so once you get all this information, you will reconnect your iPad to the internet. And at this moment, all the collected points you added in your model will be uploaded on BIM 360 Glue.
Yes, because we can notice this process, you are not obliged to be online. Yeah. You are offline.
It's working offline. So most of our BIM 360 solutions, their main advantage is that you can work offline, and you use the cache of the mobile device, and only when you are connected, everything is synchronized. So that's exactly what happened in this case. So we will just re-upload all the information on BIM 360 Glue. And now, back in BIM 360 Glue, you notice that it's in the web browser. If you want to get this information, you need to launch the web browser interface, not the application, actually. And you have some filter tool. So you enter the number of the points you collected, and you can see that I have an as-built point. And then back in Revit, you will do the reverse process as we did previously to implement the points. I will actually re-import in Revit from BIM 360 Glue the new point I collected on the construction site. So now the point is here, as you can see. And now I have two solutions. Either I destroy the wall and redo exactly the window where it should have been, or I can just update the model and move this window on its right position, on the position it is exactly done on the construction site. So that's what we
by
did.
This way, you can deliver the accurate model to your customer. Because all the time it is an issue. There is a reality and there is a mock-up, and sometimes there is some gaps between. Oh, sorry. Yes. It will be a question, I suppose. What is your metrics about what you shown today? Okay, it's not a big point cloud. It's only 7 scans. And this scan was made in about 1 hour because one scan take me 10 or 12 minutes. Taking account, I need to change the position of my scan. 1 hour, it was about 1 hour. Concerning registration and indexation made into ReCap 360 Pro, it took me 2 hours and a half because into this workflow, into ReCap 360, the biggest part it is to import scan and to index them. Of course, it takes time, but in reality, when you've got more than 7 scans, you launch them, this indexation and registration, during the night. About point cloud, only 45 billion of points. I said only because most of the time there is I handle more than 45 billions. Millions?
Millions.
Concerning manual cleanup, I show you a little example to clean a chair. It took me 5 minutes because I made scan during vacation. That means there is anyone in the room. If I can give you some advice, when you use this kind of material, less you have noises in your scene. That means people, cars. Better you save some time, into your ReCap 360 Pro process. And at the end, to create the mockup, the initial mockup, it took me 1 day. 8 hours in France. I don't know how many hours do you work in US, but in France it is 7 hours. I do 1 hour more. I've got my manager here. You understand? Okay. But of course, I know very well Revit. I can inform you, I use my own hand with my mouse, but you've got some special tool, external tool, but it is plugin provided by Faro, provided by Leica. You can bring this plugin into Revit, and of course, it gives you, it saves a lot of time. I don't know if anyone use this kind of stuff? The plugin from Faro is called Pointers for Revit. The tool from Leica is called, oh, I missed it. Travers for Revit. But there is other tools.
Yeah.
Yes?
The layout software is open to work with any robotic station brand, or only Leica, Topcon,
Yeah.
scanner,
Yeah.
but they are not fancy.
Actually, at this time, sure, you have Leica, Topcon, and Ilti. I think it's the new one arrived, and Trimble is also supported, but not with the BIM 360 layout application. So with Trimble, you are able to send only a text file with all the position of the points. But from Autodesk point layout, you can create this this kind of file, text file, with the XYZ information, and send it in a Trimble workstation. Yeah, the workflow which we just present you is working with Topcon and Leica, and soon with Ilti as well.
And take care when you say Leica, it's not all the material of Leica. It is especially this.
There are 2 or 3 robotic stations that are compatible with this solution. And recently, so the connection actually between the between the robotic station and the iPad is done through Wi-Fi. But recently, it was announced that for the IP60, the last one, it's also available through Bluetooth. So the issue with Bluetooth is the distance. So in interior, it's not an issue. If you want to use this process in exterior, outside condition, it's Bluetooth is maybe not recommended because you can lose the connection easier. So that's the main point.
Okay, using Revit, you know there is a lot of stuff into Revit, but you take the advantages or the benefit to have 3D view, and I put some text behind the pictures, but tell me the truth. What is the reality? What is the virtuality? Oh, okay, it is virtual. It is from Revit because there is no the Autodesk logo. I don't
Draw it.
Mm. But you see, it's look like the same.
Yeah. It's really realistic, actually.
And more you put detail in your mockup, more accurate you will have at the end. Accuracy at the end. And another point of view.
It's in the room.
In the room. Yeah. Of course, I can give you another advice. Using the 3D scan, there is some refraction when you've got some windows. And as you see, I close the windows not to have this kind of issue. It's not an issue. But to clean your point cloud, it's easier not to have. Okay, conclusion. We need to tell something before this, no?
Actually, our main regret was that some of the technology we presented you were not available at the time of the construction. So we couldn't provide you some pictures of using the scan on the construction site real. But I think globally the goal of this presentation was to apply these construction workflows on a project and just show you the different steps of what could have been done in the best world if everything would have been available at the time of the construction. Another point of maybe you will show shortly the in ReCap the last scan, because just to notice the first scan Olivier showed you at the beginning of the presentation have been made with materials that have actually 3 or 4 years. So it's not a whole material, but the technology evolved, and the quality of the scanning today is much better, and you will be able to notice that through this presentation.
As you see here, I've got it's too quick. Wait. It's still loading.
It's
okay.
not far.
Okay.
Arrête de bouger.
If you come to visit us in Paris office, you will get that. In reality, not virtuality. But we can meet together in virtuality if you want. And you've got this bubble. It is I call this in French a panorama view, but I don't know, they call this a real view into ReCap 360 Pro. And another tips that I can give you for Revit. When I use Revit, I use point cloud inside, but I use this scanorama view to create the mockup, because sometimes you've got more detail in the pictures that you can have in the point cloud. I made a request to have this kind of, into Revit, to have this view, and to put this view in different screens. You've got two screens, one screen with this, one screen with Revit. And I will show you the final mockup into Revit here. As you see, I create some cube that you have into the point cloud and in the reality. Not so complicated, but I based this creation on the point cloud. Now you can create a very detailed mockup. At the end, our conclusion. First, we try to show you what is the best way using our software. Material from Leica, as I said, it could be used by other material, Faro, Rigel, because ReCap 360 Pro could embedded a lot of format of file, point cloud. And of course, we want to show you what is the best practices to bring your point cloud into the construction site and return it into Revit for question of quality. You know, it's important to deliver to the customer the right mockup. Basing our mockup on top of the point cloud, we are very accurate mockup. That means there is no differences between what is scanned and your mockup. And of course, if your mockup is very accurate, you will have a BOM, bill of material, very accurate also.
Yeah, important to notice, so this integrated BIM process and these new tools such as this robotic station accelerate the traditional layout process.
In France, I don't know in US, in France.
But another point interesting is that this robotic station allow you to work alone. So in a traditional layout process, you need to have someone with the with the station and another guy on the other side because the process is manual, and it's two people at least. With this robotic station, the robot is able to find the prism or to show you directly where it is, and you can work alone. So you save money, you save time, and so money as well. So you work faster. The information are safer because through this BIM 360 process, the information are stored on the cloud, and you are sure it is up to date. So I think you heard a lot this week about this in our goal with a single environment of truth for all the data. So that's also important. And finally, you get something with a better quality, and everyone is happier with that, especially the customer, to get an as-built model that is on a high quality realized.
Yes, before to leave us and before to have a Q&A session, just a reminder, subscribe to our VillageBIM blog. There is a lot of stuff. We show you just a little part. But you've got a lot of things about MEP stuff, structural stuff, based on Revit. But you've got a lot of stuff about ReCap 360 Pro. You will have some stuff about Stingray. And of course, we are focused on the visionary of Autodesk. and you can get some good information.
And
of course,
yeah.
Yes.
And Google Translate can help you because
yes.
we write in French actually.
But it's a way to learn French also.
Yeah.
We speak in English. Enfin, we try to speak in English. And if you are interested into geospatial and infrastructure stuff, you have 2 other good blogs, French blog also, Geospatial Made in France and Civil Made in France. We are present on Facebook and Twitter. And thank you for attendees. And now we will fight.
So, do you have any question?
We are full prepared. Go on.
Okay. So, so thank. Yeah.
On your blogs, does it go into a little bit more detail about the technicality of it? I'd like to trial this. Admittedly, I haven't done it. I'd like to trial it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not the most technical people. So,
No,
is
it's.
there any more step-by-step processes of how we get the information? How do the scanner?
On this topic, especially, you can find some more detailed information. We did different webinars this year around this, so you will have the link in different articles to find this kind of information. Certainly, also we will. So based on this presentation, we will blog it and make available more material to explain exactly what will happen, so that our reader in France that couldn't be
some
able,
videos that we've done on our YouTube channel, but unfortunately it is French. But sometimes I've got some English video, and there is a very interesting video because, as I remember, I made a series of 5 videos showing starting to the reality, keep the reality into point cloud, put the point cloud into Revit, make the mockup that you want, bill of material, and I made another video using this mockup, put this mockup into CFD software. You know CFD? It's a simulation CFD software. That means aerobic calculation, okay? And I bring this calculation and the mockup into Showcase. It's another software in Autodesk. And you've got a full analysis of your flow, because you see flow of your particle of air particle. It's very nice, and I encourage you to see this video. I will post it into our session to be informed, and it is to show you that you can start to the reality, create the virtuality, make the simulation, and maybe to create your new model, because you change, there is something to change, after to send it to the site construction with the technology shown before. Yeah. But there is a lot of stuff.
You had a question? Yeah.
I know that you utilized your laser scanner for as-built, but did you guys maybe come to the conclusion during the project that using that more during construction, or taking multiple laser scanners while you're in construction to manipulate the model in the construction phase to make an as-built as you're going?
Yeah, that could. So, on our example, we didn't do that, so you noticed. But you're right. That could be also something interesting to use the scanning part during the construction phase to adapt, and not to be in the situation we just showed, where you noticed at the end, after all the finishing have been done. So you through this workflow, using scanning during the construction phase can avoid you to make some mistakes that will need then to rebuild something. So if you have a shift, for instance, on a wall, that then will involve a lot of issues with the piping stuff, with everything. So you can fix it really quickly and say upstream in the process. So yes, you're right. That's something that could have been done. So we didn't present it here, but yes, that would have been interesting.
I will say that maybe you can also bring into your workflow BIM 360 field, because the point cloud as a point that you stake out into the site, you can give this information to field to correct something. I don't know, to have the historical of the model.
Yeah. As generally now, BIM 360 field is working with the BIM 360 glue model. So at the moment you get the information from a verification point that is not exactly where it should have been, it is supposed to be. You are able to create an issue and then go on through your workflows. It's a way also to manage your quality. So yeah, you're right, BIM 360 field can be part of a more global workflow involving this scanning and robotic station.
Yes.
Yes.
That was actually a similar question that I had to your presentation as well. And it's not so much, I mean, the point was about doing multiple scans during the construction phase in addition to doing it after construction. But the reason I'm thinking of doing it during construction is that not just to correct the model in terms of the walls or the asphalt, but also to document where you're installing your services, like your plumbing, your pipes, your conduit, anything that's behind the drywall or behind the platforms you can't see after it's finished.
Yeah.
So it becomes more of a tool for documentation. And I know our office has actually been heavily investing in laser scan. We do a lot of high-rise, multi-unit residential buildings. So before they board up the walls, we go inside some of the units, and where you have all the plumbing, all the wires and ducts and things like that, we do the laser scan first, so you see the bare stuff. And that way, it kind of keeps that as a record. So you also hand that over to the client. So in the future, when they're renovating or when they're modifying systems, they know, okay, here's where the pipe is. I know that I can't drill here. I have to do something special in that area or similar instances. Right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's and maybe in that case, one of the new features from ReCap 360 could be interesting is that now you are able to put in ReCap Pro a Navisworks file, so you can imagine to have this kind of scanning with all the wires, all the stuff, and then put the model and have both inside, just to know to get some information that are hidden at the end of a project. So that's, yeah, you're right. That's.
For your consultants, the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, did they also use Revit?
On this project, no, actually, no. No, unfortunately, no.
Because that would have also been a similar workflow.
Yeah.
That they modeled, you could have scanned it, given them the scan, and then they could have adjusted there.
For sure.
Plumbing, then you could have had it all integrated into one complete Revit model.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for your
thanks.
participation.
Thanks. Don't forget to rank us, because there is something into the app, Autodesk University app. For us, it will be good to have your return, if it is right or not, if we need to learn more English or not. If you want to visit us in France, you will be welcome. But anyway, put something.
Thank
Good
you.
or bad, but put something.
Thank you.
Thanks.